forward. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Aye. All right, consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, this is an open forum where any person wishing to speak on anything that's not on the agenda is 2 minutes. All right, moving on to old business. Houston County Sheriff's contract. So we actually got the contract.
I just gave you all an updated one that Brian Swedberg and I have been working on today. And it's just a few minimal changes, and honestly, I think we have one more slight little change to make, but one thing we changed, if you look under VI, cancellation and termination,
That's 6.
A, on page 3. Yeah, on page 3. I had them change the wording a little bit on there. In event of a cancellation, Houston County shall be entitled to reimbursement for reasonable expenses accrued through the final day of this contract. Well, I'm like, is the final day of the contract if you give them a 120-day notice or the end of the year? So they changed their wording, expenses through the 120th day of the canceled contract. And then reasonable expenses are outlined in pages 7 through 10 in Exhibit A. And that's the portion that, I have to talk with Sue Bublitz. Is that the attorney's name? They have, basically when I talked to Brian today, Sheriff Swedberg, he said, the reasonable expenses are what we pay every month right now. So they're basically saying, until the end of our contract, you're still paying us what we're charging you for right now. And I said we should probably maybe put that in here so there's no gray area. Because we have a whole board here and a whole board on that side, and there's a lot of different ideas and interpretations. We should probably spell it out in crayon for everybody. So I'm still, if this is accepted, I still have to work that wording out a little bit with their attorney, and then we can sign it after that. The other thing is, on that same paragraph, it says what happens to Houston County if we cancel the contract. Like, they're protecting themselves, but we don't have anything in there to protect the city. Like, it doesn't say in there, the city of Spring Grove should also have adequate contracted coverage until the end of the contract. I feel like that sentence should be in there, but when I talked to Sheriff Spudberg, he kind of mentioned it's implied in there in the back pages, covered 7 through 10 in the exhibit. But that is another thing I want to talk over with their attorney, of maybe we need to reword that so it's a little bit more clear. Otherwise, other than that, the only other thing we changed was towards the end on Exhibit A, contracted law enforcement services. It still had in there, it was a 3-year term, which now it's year to year. So we changed that. Also, Exhibit A under patrol functions. Find it. On page 7, there was just a misspelled word, Spring Grove, so they fixed that. So I just wanted, you guys have not seen this yet, you still have the old one in your packet. So I just wanted you to know that we did make some changes, and there's still just a little bit of wording that needs to be spelled out a little bit more.
So what's the cost of this one? Or what are we, that's what the whole thing is, right? The 400 or whatever. So what's this?
So
This is a new contract?
this is the new contract. It spells it out what the costs are gonna be for the next 3 years, but it's only a year-to-year contract. So let's say at the end of next year, if we're not happy with our services, we can cancel it. But they have the fee spelled out for the next 3 years for us.
So it's $394 essentially, $393 for next year. $411 for
Second
27,
page.
and $433 for 28.
So if we sign this for 1 year, that's $393,000.
Yes.
I think it's
I
too much
think,
money.
yes,
I think it's too much.
it's way too much money.
I guess I make the motion that we don't accept this contract and they come back with a contract that fits within our budget of $218,000 and then a 6% increase for the next 2 years to follow after that.
You wanna repeat that?
I make a motion that we do not accept this contract and that we work with the commissioners and the sheriff's department to find a contract that fits within our budget of $218,000 a year with a 6% increase for the following years,
218?
starting
Can there be like a stipulation to that, if they don't accept that, can I say we drop them completely?
We gotta go off of his motion first, or however.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, if they can't come up with a contract that fits within under 218,000, then we won't have a contract. So,
that's,
any discussion?
Bill, do you have anything you wanna add?
Yeah, I don't, I'm Bill Hargrove, Chief Deputy to the Sheriff's Office. The numbers, the contract numbers we gave you are more than likely the lowest you're gonna see. I don't know about the 218 and then the 6 and 6. I don't know if that can be done. In all honesty, I don't know if dropping your law enforcement is what's best. If you looked at it this way, if you had a 2-man police department that was costing you the $393, you guys just could lay off 2 guys and shut it up to save $393, and then you're just shutting up your police department and sending them home.
Before we go any further, can I please get Brian Swinburne on the phone? He wanted to be on the phone if anything happened. Just give me a second. I think he's recording. Hi, Brian, this is Jana. I have you on speakerphone, are you able to talk right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry I didn't call you right away, but, Bill Hargrove is here and we just spoke with him. So a motion was just made and it was seconded and now we're in the discussion, but the motion that was made was to not accept this contract, to work with the sheriff's department to see if we can find a contract to fill a budget of $218,000 with a 6% increase. That was seconded. Now we're in discussion. Bill Hargrove just spoke to us and said that the numbers that were given to us were fair and he's not sure if it can go down to our budget,
218.
to 218.
Yeah, so the numbers that, last numbers I gave you, the 299 or so, I believe, that was pretty much the bare bones. And the commission made it pretty clear that they don't want to subsidize this contract at all.
Okay,
But I mean, hope all of you realize that if they do something, get rid of this contract, most likely this it will never happen again. And also, you know, realize and think about it. If you guys had your own police department and you had two good cops that do a great job and everybody likes, would you really be going down this road?
okay.
So, I just want you guys to realize that, and if you don't do the contract at all, then most likely, highly likely, you'll never have a contract again.
So I
And
think,
if you-
I'm sorry to interrupt you, I think,
decide down the road also, PD, all you're gonna get as a PD is an old person that wants to retire and do nothing, or young kids that want to save the world and looking for the next job. So it'll be a revolving door.
right, and I think, what they motioned is to kind of put it in your guys' ballpark to look at it to see if there's anything you can do to fit it in that 218, and then let us know.
Can you hear me?
Okay, here, hold on a
I have a
second.
hard time hearing you.
Hold on, I'm gonna put you over by the mayor, hold on.
Brian, we talked before our last meeting, that you seemed receptive to working with us very much. And I feel like it was the commissioners that were not. And I've been trying to reach out to them to try and work with them, and they've straight up just told me that they don't want to, so it's like, I don't get why they don't wanna work with us. And, I mean, I think we could get in a room and figure something out if they want to. But at this point, if they're just gonna play that game, then we want police coverage, but the commissioners are not willing to work with the city at this moment, is the way I feel.
Right, and that was a discussion we had, absolutely had a discussion, and hypothetical options out there. But realistically, when we first started this contract 3 years ago, or a little more, when it came to worry about it, and I know it's different council members, and different mayor, but all of them their only concern was the community didn't want, like the sheriff's office during this contract. It was nothing about money, no discussion about that at all. And my concern is if we ever do something, I mean, when you stop cutting, I mean, you're looking at cutting now, money, and then what happens next time? I mean, I guess as a county, this is your option right now, and that's the option. And I guess I believe the commissioner are pretty much on the same page also.
Well, that's a lot of money, and I think the city's gonna suffer for the next 3 years of getting anything done.
Dumped a lot of money into getting this working and hiring everybody and FTOing all the employees, and we had a couple, one for sure, I don't remember who else, one leave, so we had to backfill that and refill that. I mean, you guys got a lot for your bang for your buck on it, and so I guess it's up to you guys. The contract, like I said in my emails, the only thing on the table right now is the contract. I guess that's where I'm at too.
What,
And backing us up against the wall,
I didn't hear anything there.
huh?
I didn't hear it. If you said anything, I didn't hear anything.
I don't, I think there's always a way to figure something out, but just saying all or nothing is, any more discussion on it, guys, or what do you? What's
Yeah,
everybody's opinion?
so I heard through a grapevine that Fillmore County can police 2 or 3, 4 towns for 200-some thousand. And they wanna charge one town 200 or 400,000. Tell me how that works out. And if that's the case, if we drop these guys, we got 218,000 or whatever to play with to give Fillmore County. And I thought you checked into it, Janet, that it can happen by state law.
Yes, so
So there's no telling us that, oh no, it's
No.
gotta be Houston County.
it was our attorney who checked into it.
Yeah, okay, so it can be done by Fillmore County. And if that's the case, well, let's go to Fillmore County then.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Brian?
No, I didn't hear none of that.
Essentially, Mike was saying that he's heard through the grapevine that Fillmore County charges like $64 an hour, and you guys are over 100, so he doesn't know why there's that big discrepancy.
Well, with Fillmore County, they didn't backfill anybody. Their contracts, when they made it with the cities, was they just want a couple hours here and there type thing. And it was subsidizing their budget, the county budget itself. It wasn't adding people to fill a contract. And Fillmore County commissioners, I'm assuming have a different belief that they're okay with subsidizing the other cities. But also, I believe Fillmore County has several cities that they contract with. So it's a little bit different too, because they got 3 or 4 contracts with different cities where they push their guys around to.
Well, let's add one more.
I mean, 4 years ago or 3 years ago, if you guys would have said that, that might have been a different story. But that wasn't what you guys wanted or thought about it.
So I don't get that. That's 3, 4 years ago, that ain't what we wanted, so you mean we're locked into this?
No, 3, 4 years ago,
The charge is less than
that is
what
what the council.
it actually it costs them.
Yeah.
Okay,
What they did 3, 4 years ago shouldn't hold us against the wall. I mean, you know,
Essentially, we went to them asking them, hey, can you do this for our city? Yes, we can. We have to hire 2 new deputies, we gotta get training, we gotta get all of this stuff in place for you guys. So they did do that for us, for what we wanted. And that's what they did.
I didn't hear what you said, really, Jim.
I was explaining how, yes, 3 years ago, this is what our city wanted.
Right.
And you guys did what we asked, what our city asked of you to do. They wanted 2 full-time deputies, they wanted to pay this kind of money for it. And now, times have changed with the new council and new mayor, and different set of eyes are looking at it where they don't think it's feasible, but this was done in the past for our city. I mean, I think they were saying that we didn't want this back then, and I made the comment, no, this is what they approached you guys with back then.
We wanted to work with them. We bought both their squad cars at way overpriced. Just to basically help them out and get rid of the squad cars. I mean, so we're getting a little chapped here, a little frustrated about it, just because now it's changed in 3 years. But I understand new people are in there. But you gotta understand our situation too.
Right.
So, you guys, right now, that's the only thing on the table is a contract. And maybe you wanna talk to commissioners, but I've talked to a number of them, and they weren't interested in subsidizing. And that's maybe a big hang-up is.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't sign up for this spot to ever cut the police, but now it's been pushed around and brought up to the community's attention, and I'm going with what the community is telling me. I absolutely do not wanna say zero police, but we've gotta, I don't know.
So right now, we have a motion out there to, work with the sheriff's department to find a contract to fit our budget for $218,000. And we have a second for that, so we need to finish that motion.
Is that the motion? Is there any more discussion?
So if you're asking a question about that,
Oh,
that's gonna be a discussion that you and the commissioners would also have to include too, because right now, that's the only thing on the table, that's the only thing the commissioners want is the contract.
okay. So you can either finish the motion, see how that goes, and then create a new
I'd
one, or,
leave the motion the way it is.
okay?
The motion is,
Then you need to finish it
we
then.
set the police budget, so. So, do we have a vote?
Well,
That is not how you worded it. You said work with the sheriff's department to find a contract to fit for this amount of money.
Work with, we just,
We gotta finish the first one as is.
you know,
So, you gotta finish it as we work with the sheriff's department to find a contract to fit our budget for $218.
yeah.
So if that's what you want, we gotta finish that. If you wanna change it, then we start a
Yeah.
different motion. Yeah,
So,
I'll say keep it as it is.
I still think we can find a way to work something out.
with the sheriff's department.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta finish your
Well,
motion.
and he seconded it.
But you have to ask everybody if they say aye or not.
Yeah, I know. That's,
That's where we're at.
yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? You and I or Nate the first one?
Why? You have to say why.
What did you vote?
If you abstain, it has to be for financial gain, and this is probably a financial loss, if anything. And she's not one of our employees.
So me and Slik are for the motion. Trent, are you? Two to two.
No, you have to do it.
No.
Hold on 1 second. Trent, was a no. So that did not pass.
Okay, so someone else make another motion.
Can I make the
Died
same?
deadlock.
Huh?
Yeah, died deadlock, you should vote also.
Yeah.
But did you wanna change your vote or what?
No, you have to do a new motion.
Well, I know, but, so, I wanna make a motion to somehow reword it to get to the same point.
I think you gotta break it down. You put too much into one motion. One motion should be, you're gonna do it to not accept the contract. Then another motion that be made to set a budget at your number.
For any police contract?
Yeah, something like that. I think you just put too much into one.
I'll
Alright,
make a motion to not accept their contract for the 300 and whatever it is. But willing to work with them in a budget that,
That's something,
That's
that's
the
like
same
you had
motion.
too much, that's,
okay,
you know what I mean?
Stick with the first part.
yeah.
alright.
Alright, any discussion on that motion?
So is motion just to
Not accept.
not accept?
Not accept.
Okay, I'll second that.
Alright, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Alright. So now do we make a second motion that we set our budget at $218,000 to work with whoever wants to work with us.
Right.
Yeah, for somebody.
What was the number?
218,000. Do I have a second? Any discussion on that?
What is 218? What is that number?
It'd be a 5% increase to the tax levy with the way the budget sits right now without moving anything. Our tax levy's gotta come
Now
down.
get this clear now, you and I had this discussion the other day. You guys start talking numbers, you're mudding this stuff up. Alright, it's gonna go, by doing this, it's gonna bring our levy down.
Yes,
By how much? I told you the other day when you asked about this,
Yeah.
putting crayon.
I thought that was the other thing.
Can you hear all this stuff, Brian?
393,
No, it's just cutting in and out.
I hear him losing once in a while too, I
Alright.
hear him cutting quiet.
Takes
Takes him too.
brings that
Basically,
levy down 175,000.
we went through a couple motions that didn't pass, or one motion that didn't pass.
700 and.
And the last one, last motion was, set the police budget for 218,000 for any department that might work with us, and that was seconded, and now they're discussing it.
So,
That's why I just wanted to clarify these numbers.
Yeah.
There's been some muddy numbers out there.
yeah.
And they're clarifying all the buddy numbers that have been out there previously.
It would bring it, yeah, bring the tax levy down for the budget right now, 175,000. But 218 if we left John's stuff alone, huh? No, it's still a 5% increase on the tax levy, but our preliminary budget that was set at 800 or whatever it was, it's still an increase to the tax levy, but it brings our giant budget that was 29% above down.
Unless we have to put something else in there, right now it doesn't change the budget at all until December, but
Yeah,
it gives them the play.
yeah. We're not technically bringing it down, we're just making a motion that we fight policing for $218,000 a year.
They're still just
Is he gone?
discussing it. He's still on here, he just can't hear you guys, so.
Is there a motion in a second?
Ryan, I asked, who seconded? You seconded?
Yeah,
I just looked at
You seconded?
Mike did,
Do we have any more discussion on that?
Mike did.
I did.
All in favor of setting the police budget at 218,000, say aye.
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 Right.
All opposed? All right, motion carries.
Alright, Brian? That motion just carried.
What was the motion?
To set the budget, 218,000, to set a police budget for whoever they could find to work with the city.
Okay, so you guys are not re-signing the contract then?
No, I'm sorry, and I misspoke before. The motion before that was to not accept the Houston County Sheriff's Department contract. That passed, and then they set a budget basically to work with anybody else for the 218.
Or Houston County too.
Or Houston County, if there's a way you guys can come back, please, let us know. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
Yep.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to daycare. Let's see. way in here, there is, just some rough numbers on way to move forward with that, if we choose to do it, not really. If we can find.
I got it for you, Brian.
So, this option number one is we do nothing.
That one right there?
Yeah, that was just, numbers.
This one here is.
It's right after the sheriff's contract.
What's the page looks like? That's the page we're looking for, he's talking about. And Peter, there's Goober in the back.
You guys can look at it.
It's right after the sheriff's contract, otherwise if you go on your separate
Page 30,
document.
it's page 30 in the packet.
But anyways, the first one is, we just do nothing. Then we send 60 to 90 kids out of town with a loss through the front door of about $500,000 to $900,000 a year, 6 to 10 jobs. The other one is we find a nonprofit, take half of the building, and we run daycare in the front half, and that'd be about, split it, so it'd be $275 a piece. We got $200,000 in donations, and right now we'd have to come up with about $75,000. Second one is we keep the entire building in daycare. We got the $200,000 in donations. That'd be $350,000 on a 20-year note. That's like roughly $1,500, and that's exactly what we figured rent on the building as in that big daycare study. But I don't know, I think we're at the point that we need to talk to Mike Giovanni and Greg and really try and figure out a hard number, because on that second option, some of those donations come in over 5 years, so there's gonna be interest on interest, and I'm not gonna tell you I can figure that out exactly, so. But, I mean, I think if you read through the daycare study, we all see it's a need.
I think we should clarify, you made the comment, we would open the daycare, we are not opening the
No,
daycare.
it would be, yeah. No, the city would have to lease the building for somebody to run the daycare, and Slick, you asked about insurance and stuff. Then if any kid got hurt or anything like that, it would go on the license of the daycare, whoever had the license. So we would, we'd have to insure the building. But right before this, we did have a interesting conversation with the library.
No, this one.
Well, yeah. We did have an interesting conversation with the library about some of their downtown stuff, and it's looking.
Sorry, back it down.
Looking less and less likely, and they maybe would potentially like to take over the back half, and I don't know. I like that idea. If you look at it with that map Jenna handed out, there's a lot of room for growth at the daycare center to do a lot of things. I mean, I think we just need to take a vote tonight whether to say we're interested or not interested in moving forward with the purchase of the building, because just today we've got another donor, so, yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did our financial advisor actually say he thinks it's a good idea for the city to buy a building?
No, we haven't asked it, and I'm not,
We did ask
We
him
did.
before and he said no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said no.
It was in a different way though.
it was in,
Completely different way.
yeah.
We do have two potential people to go in the bag. If the library decides not to, we do have another business trying to come to town too. I'm sorry, do you have more questions? Did I interrupt you?
Nope, I'm okay. I just
Okay.
wanted to know if our financial advisor thought that was a good idea for the city to be buying
Well, that's what
another
we've
business.
actually got you the numbers to look at, because me just saying, we wanna buy a daycare center for $550,000, I think that's a bad idea until you have a plan. Like, you know what I mean, like, we need to sit with Mike Bubani and look at some of these options and think of, for $75,000, if that's the way we go to bring potentially $500,000 into town, I mean, we just got done spending $80,000 for nothing on economic development, so.
We do have some donors that are interested in possibly donating to, we don't have a hard number, but it could possibly cover the entire amount.
This number can go, I think it's gonna go down further. But we've gotta make the verbal commitment that we are interested in it and sitting down and actually figuring it out.
The amount of work that you've done is just impressive. From when we first started to now, and I gotta agree with you on this 100%.
There's a question.
We're gonna see kids and families moving to Maple or Caledonia with their kids that are going there. We invested a lot of money in a swimming pool. And this is not even this is a drop in the bucket compared to that. I think we need to move forward with this.
We have somebody who wants to talk.
Someone wants to talk?
So I was looking at some of the numbers you had talked about for like job wise. If you were to look at them a little more closer, you're looking at 10 to 14 jobs full time. And that doesn't include after school jobs that high school kids could have. And if you look at that, that's another 6 to 8 jobs. But my question is if a nonprofit and the daycare share the building, how are you looking at splitting that up? And if you're looking at splitting it so for example, the break room is gone, the infant rooms are gone, and the school age room is gone or partially gone, where do you propose we put those rooms? And why would we want to make the school age rooms smaller when they're one of the big money makers of the daycare?
I agree with you, yes, but we've gotta really decide if we're gonna look at it, because nobody's real, other than my dumbass, nobody else is putting this much time into this right now, then, so, if we make the vote that we're interested, I think we will find, it'll come together easier. Right now, people don't really wanna invest a whole lot of time, because I've heard it from council members sitting here that we would never, never, never buy a daycare center. So with that floating around, there's a lot of people that are just kinda like, not gonna do anything or really put time into it, but. So yes, I get your point, but I think my best way is start small and let's build it. And I'm not saying right away, maybe it is right away. Maybe we figure out a way to do it all, put a sack room in the front. But we've gotta make, my opinion, we've gotta make the motion to really dive into it and spend the time to look at it, that we would be interested to it if it makes financial sense for the city. And I guess that's the motion I'm looking for.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah,
So you're looking at $75,000. Is that already in the budget?
Hmm?
Is the 75,000 that you're looking at, is that already in the budget?
no,
So where will it come from?
Donations.
Okay.
we can pay from, we can
don't
pay
plan
from
on-
any, we can adjust John's budget, because really that's what a daycare is it's infrastructure. But once again, I'm not saying we're taking it from John's budget, I'm not saying we're taking it from anywhere. That's what we need Mike Mubani to actually look at and come up with a smart way to do it. Because I don't know the city's ins and outs of the finances that good. So, did we have a motion, or
What do you need a motion
are we gonna say we wanna look into this and
for?
it's a
We have
plausible
to look-
thing?
We have to look into it, I think, as a city.
Is that the motion? That we've gotta actually sit down and start looking into it?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to move forward and look into it, like you say, I think we need to bring it back somehow. We need to get it going again,
I'll second-
whatever case that may be, however that may be.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion?
And I'd like to add in there, not to add to that, but one thing that I've always looked at is I didn't want the city to own it because I don't want another city council coming in and saying, oh, it's killing us, we're gonna get rid of it, we gotta sell it, pay off our debt, whatever. And I think the way Brian has been digging into this, it won't be a city run business, so it won't be up to a city council to keep it open or close it. They won't be financing it.
But what does happen when it doesn't make it, if it doesn't make it? Then we are sitting on a building, right?
Yeah.
For what could potentially be more than $75,000 if donors back out.
Yes. There's a lot of, like, yeah, there's a lot of loose ends.
Because I mean, all like, yeah, there's a lot of promised money, but that's not,
In the bank account,
yeah.
yeah.
But we
But-
gotta move forward. We can't keep sitting here like this happened.
But we just cut police from the budget, we can't really put this in the budget to say, hey, let's buy a building without guarantee. I'm sorry, I'm just not comfortable with it.
No, I'm not saying, it's not a guarantee that, this vote isn't a guarantee that we buy the building.
Still look into
What you're asking permission for is to get Brian or Mike Devani more involved and sit down and see what can be done. Is what I'm getting out of it. Like, just have him like crunch some numbers.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at it. And then I do sat through Mike Devani presentation. It's
He's very intelligent.
taking that before you get here. So we're ready to go.
That's why he's straight up the way it is.
Straight up, and it's a lot of numbers. And
Whether you
they're
like it or
fast.
not, he's
Yeah,
gonna, he'll
you
give
might
it
make
to you.
it pretty simple if you getting these donations, you'll just say bam, 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 oh, there you go.
And, well, the reason for us,
He
why-
spells it out pretty clear. It's not muddy numbers, it's clear.
and I'm not gonna go to him or our attorney without your guys' permission and spend money on something that you guys haven't told me to do. So that's why I told Brian, you need to bring this to the council, if you wanna move forward with any of this, we have to have permission.
Well, we've blown a lot of money on looking into things that'll never happen around here, so. I think you remember last December, there was
What?
a all-person meeting.
Yeah. Any more discussion on it? All
So
in
just
favor?
clarify that this motion is just for Mike.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
this is not,
We're not spending money, it's just discussion purposes only.
yes, yeah.
For us to, he said for us to move forward, to look into ways to possibly bring the daycare center back.
I seconded it.
All in favor?
I
Aye. All opposed? Alright, motion carries. Alright. Alright, new business. Swim center, manager update.
She's not here again.
Alright, let's move on. Memo from Velocity. Veracity.
Ribosity.
Just doesn't belong to everybody.
I can explain this to y'all real quick. I don't know if you remember at our log cabin meeting with stakeholders for the rebuild downtown and everything, I made the comment, can we swap land? We're looking at building up by the Fest building and you want us to buy your lots down here. Is there a way we could swap? And you can legally swap land as long as it's the same value. And long story short, after conversation after this memo, I don't think that's just even gonna be a possibility, but I still have to share it with you. So there's been no more conversations regarding swapping land at all. But I still have to share it with you because it was given to me to share with you. If anything changes, I can come back and let you know.
Alright, Nine Oaks chloride bill.
Some of you guys are new, but Trent's been here. We've been splitting the chloride bills, with the residents out at Nine Oaks. There's 9 properties out there that are part of the bill. The total bill, $700 something. And last year we paid $325 towards it. And I think, if you do math, 700, whatever it was, divided by 9 is usually like $88. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
One of the things is we go so far and then
it's only 8 houses.
we get Christian
Christian
on our
Meyer
side.
Christian Meyer doesn't count.
Right, what is that?
Like, we gotta include ourselves. Yeah, ourselves. There's none.
Yeah,
Most of it's just because of the traffic to the dump.
yeah. But it wasn't put in as like an annual thing that they were, so every year the bill comes, it does come to city council on this, so. We have a motion to pay it, or discussion,
So we're paying half of it, or we're paying what?
half.
Pay half of this amount.
So that's what you wanna keep it,
You're
paying
paying
half, or
Whatever you guys want.
dump it back onto them, it's their bill, or their thing.
Yeah, we go to the residents back out there, so.
Wasn't the, because of the dump, right?
Yeah, the road out there is bad because of all of the people that go to the dump, so they want that portion chloride.
Well, it's just done half because it's about, the dump is about half of it.
Well, after the dump, it's blacktop.
Yeah,
So it is
No, it is.
only to the dump.
Yeah.
yes, and not the whole thing either, because the first half is Spring Grove Township, right? Isn't
No, it's all Wilmington, except for Matthew Myers, 150 feet.
Christian.
it? Christian,
Christian,
yeah.
because the residents pay from the blacktop, and then they turn it off when they get to Myers, and then they go past them and turn it back on, and go all the way to the pavement. And that's what the bill is for. Because the people in the back want it all the way out to the road, so they pay to put the chloride on Spring Grove Township Road.
Oh, because they don't get the cars ready.
Yeah.
Sort of explained, but they've never been explained like that to us. I don't care.
Well, if you think about it, if you lived out there and you leave your house at least once a day, come back once a day, times 9 houses, times 2 drivers, and some people make more than one trip to town and back,
We'd be in better shape too if they didn't chloride it, then they could actually grade it.
how many trips is that a year versus us having half a year?
Hey, I said, if they didn't chloride it, they could actually grade the road, then it wouldn't be so bad. There won't be no potholes in it, because they could grade it. Once you chloride it, you can't grade it.
So,
They never thought about that, did they? That's why the road maintainer operators yelled at for grading chlorided roads. You've been yelled at before for that, you
so I don't know, you guys wanna pay it or not wanna pay it?
Alan's had,
Last year was 325 is what they voted for. You can do whatever you
It would be
want.
361.40.
make,
Let's do the
I make a
325
motion
again.
that we'll play 200 towards it.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright, homecoming request, Heather Ray, 5,000. Next 2 years,
I'll go through this for you.
yeah,
Okay, Heather Gray was gonna come here, but after I talked to her, I told her I can explain it for her, she didn't need to come. In their request that you have in your package, they're requesting $5,000, but the math is wrong, it's actually $4,000. And I'll explain to you why. They had a check that they didn't cash back in 2020, and they brought it in, and Aaron reissued that check because it was approved by council back then. So that comes off. And, to get caught up with the money that they wanted, we'd have to pay, she paid an additional 3 years in a row for $3,000. To get the additional $4,000, we should give them $2,000 2026, $2,000 2027, and that's the year of homecoming. So then they're caught up with the money that they requested. But
So the way it's laid out right now, you just wanna make sure we put it in the budget for next year.
And they should also come every year and ask. Granted, we're paying them all the way up till the next homecoming, but if you don't cash a check since 2020 and you don't come ask for it, you're not just guaranteed you're getting money from the city. You should come ask her, Sitnamai comes every year, ask for money. So, I mean, if this passes today for $4,000, get them caught up, after that, they should come here every year and request it like everybody else does. That's what I think, anyway. That's
Here, remember,
the,
do we put anything in the budget for this next year for them?
I think we did.
I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, because I didn't,
I will double
I
check.
remember it, because I didn't know what homecoming was. Still,
I'll make a motion that we do the 2000 and 2026, 2000 and 2027, and thereafter, they have to come back to request each year.
Make sure they know that. It sounds like it's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and then,
It's kinda like constant, a lot of people
Are
change
you-
in that group and nobody knows what's going on.
We need a second.
second, are we gonna roll in the street closures into that same motion, or are we gonna do it different?
Well, that's an easy one. Just do the money thing first.
Let's do the money one first, then we can group all the other ones.
I'll second her motion.
Alright, all in favor? Or any
Aye.
discussion?
Aye.
Aye. Alright, motion carries. Alright, request, reserve the Fest Building, June 26th, 27th. Close Maple Street, one-way portion. Request to use Viking Park for events. Request Main Street for the parade Saturday, June 26th at noon.
Make a motion to reclose Maple Street.
Don't we have to go to the county for closing the street?
We're gonna talk with the sheriff's
I was
office.
gonna say, we always have to go to the county for something.
Yeah, they're gonna have to talk with the.
You gotta do that.
Yeah.
Alright, and second the motion?
Mike, you only said that you're requesting to close Maple Street, you want to add
That's the
Uh,
thing,
to
we
use
want to
Viking
do the
Park
rest
also,
in the Fest building?
and, request Main Street for the parade. All of them. Make a motion for all of them.
Let's move through this. That's a lot of crap.
of it. A second.
Do we wanna take off Main Street or want to go to the
Yeah, I
county?
think,
Well-
I don't really think we can say anything
That's not
about
our
Main
job.
Street. It's not us.
Well-
They have to go to the county.
Makes
for
them,
that.
I do their own, right?
Yeah.
Right. But as a city, we're allowing them to do it. But I can tell them, you gotta go to the commission.
Alright,
Right?
perfect. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Computer grant awarded for Spring Grove. fire department for new chainsaw and fire rescue.
Yeah, we got a grant.
Good job, Jan.
Yeah.
Fine.
Alright, zoning permits, no permits issued. Alright, ordinance and policies. Policy number 530, city hall locked door policy. Everybody get a chance to read that?
That's what you guys came up with last month and directed me, effective immediately, we'll come back with the policy and here's the policy.
Make a motion to approve policy 5-30.
Second.
We're gonna,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Policy PU 1100, solar. Did everybody catch that? It changes the reimbursements to at the end of the year instead of monthly, right?
yep.
So
It
it's-
matches up with all of our other paperwork, we just didn't catch it on this one.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve PU 1100.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ordinance chapter 710, recreational vehicles.
So
Pretty
we're,
much,
yeah, I can explain it too.
yeah.
Our alleyways are 10 miles per hour, our streets are 25 miles per hour, but previous council set side-by-sides have to drive 15 miles per hour in town. And we have a lot of complaints of why can't we just do the posted speed limits? So
It's dangerous.
I put it on here.
I think it should be changed.
To do the speed limit?
Yes.
Is that a motion?
G driving 15 miles an hour and 30 miles an hour.
He's saying it's
speed limit.
dangerous to go lower.
There's a certain few that really annoy me.
Where do the golf carts fit in this?
They stay the same.
If they
Well,
can,
they can't even go 15.
if they can't go.
Well, I don't know about that.
I feel like I've seen one going 30.
See,
You zip them up pretty good.
Yeah, they go up around my racetrack.
I'll make a motion to approve that ordinance change.
I'll second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor? Alright, mayor council items brought up by mayor council. Noted, attorney for discussion only, no action will be taken. Anything? Alright. Next regular city council meeting will be November 18th at 6 p.m. Any meeting updates? PDA? It's quiet again. Trying to figure out a policy on if people don't pay their loans back. I think that was pretty much the most of it.
I handed over the information from CETA to the city.
Yep. Parks?
I didn't make it to it, so.
Oh, it's just me.
Mitchell's
Mitch
not
is
here.
Mitch.
I'm here. Last meeting, we just discussed Jenna's got the minutes. I know we discussed the changes we made to the disc golf course when Tim Mackey was here. Down at Trollskogen. What else did we discuss at that meeting? Because that was mostly what I was zeroed in on.
The door wraps.
The door wraps. Did we finalize on that from
No,
not
we're
yet?
still working on it.
Okay.
We're working on door wraps for, we have I can't say that right.
Anonymous?
Donor who wants to see the bathroom doors wrapped at the log cabin, to spruce them up, make them look a little more Norwegian. So they said just find a good wrap and pick it out and we'll pay for it. So we're still trying to come to an agreement on that.
Have we gotten anything, this, I don't know if this is parks, probably, but have we gotten numbers for, updating the,
I got
Log
verbal
cabin.
numbers and then, I'm still waiting on some numbers, so I will reach out to them.
Are the green flags in the park, are those for the disc golf or?
Those are my markers for tee pads and baskets. I know they were gonna start leveling off the ground this week.
They were gonna last week, and I just asked John yesterday, and he said it's been on their agenda to get it done, but they have other things that they also gotta get done. So he's like, I said, well, we're trying to get this done before winter, it has to be done before winter, but they're also trying to get their other work done too, so they're really trying to get down there, so. I
Ready to
said,
go out and re-spray it again?
well, that's why I said I'm trying to get them to do it before you have to go back down there and re-spray it for the third time, so, or they remove the flags again, so they're trying. They're doing it.
Okay. Tim had texted me this morning, which is another reason I
Yeah.
brought that up.
Yeah,
We didn't have a meeting.
Library?
I don't know
Library, it's not my committee, I just showed up.
You just showed up and took it over.
Oh,
Just
they
throwing on the night.
talked about the downtown build, that's probably not going to be a downtown build. And some grant issues that have happened, so potentially looking at changing sites. But it's- Brian came in and took it all over, so.
All right, motion for
Motion
adjournment,
adjourned.
Second.
all in favor?
Could you abstain from all of these motions? Okay.
Thanks for coming.